What would Earth's climate be like if the landmasses were rotated by 90 degrees? Where would the deserts and forests be? And where would you go for a sunny beach vacation or to chase a tornado? The main driver of our weather and climate is the sun, which delivers more heat at the equator than at the poles. So hot air rises at the equator and flows poleward over our heads. Then cooler air moves in across the surface toward the equator. This circulation is called a Hadley cell. For various complicated reasons, Earth doesn't have just a single atmospheric cell in each hemisphere. We actually have three: Hadley cells, Ferrel cells, and polar cells. Let's assume our rotated world has the same situation going on. This means it would have temperature extremes which are similar to ours. Here's what a map of our rotated Earth looks like. We'll add some ice and permafrost near the poles and in mountainous areas. Next, we should fill in some green areas and deserts. The locations of these depend heavily on rainfall, so we'll need to sketch out some winds. Because of the Coriolis effect, the surface winds in a Hadley cell flow not just toward the equator, but from east to west. In the temperate zones, the prevailing surface winds are west to east, and at times there are also east to west winds circulating around the poles. So let's fill in some wind patterns, keeping in mind that in reality things would be further complicated by land interactions and the locations of persistent high and low pressure systems. The rising air at the equator carries moisture from the ocean, which then condenses into rain, so tropical areas are usually wet and thick with growth. Sinking air is cool and dry, so the land under the outer edges of the Hadley cells tends to be arid. These regions, lying a bit poleward of 30 degrees, are known as the horse latitudes for some reason. In temperate zones, things are more variable, since Ferrel cells aren't as strong as Hadley cells. Weather there is dominated instead by the movement of jet streams and fronts, and it also depends heavily on geography. Just for fun, here's a wild guess as to where the hurricane basins might be. And for more fun, here's a guess about what time zones would look like. New York City, notably, stays in the same time zone and is still subject to hurricanes. Sorry.